2025, my arcade animals. Welcome to the most must-see channel on YouTube. Welcome to Barnes Arcade. Now, one of the things that I watch a lot of on YouTube are game room and home arcade videos. I love seeing your collections. I love seeing how you have things set up. And I just kind of wanted to do like a checklist kind of for myself, but you might think it's interesting also. Now, some of the items that I've come up with are kind of like, you might be like, duh. And then some things you might be like, oh yeah. So let's go over what I've come up with that is going to make your arcade, your home game room epic. First of all, you need to figure out what room that you can dedicate to this game room. Now, don't get too upset or into that part, because a lot of people, you may live in an apartment, you may live in, a giant mansion, who knows. So I've seen things that are as small as a closet turned into a retro arcade room, and I've seen things like an outbuilding that they have for storage that they've turned into an arcade. I've seen large mansions that the room they've dedicated is the size of most people's houses. So once you figure out what room, then you can think about, can I paint this room? Because that automatically ups it to some new level. Do you want it to look like an arcade that you remember going to back in the day? Do you want it to look like an outer space or, whatever theme? Uh, do you have the artistic ability to do a giant mural? Now that automatically says this is awesome. If you have like a giant, I don't know, Star Wars mural or whatever you're into, that makes it right there that much more interesting. Now, I will watch your videos, so don't let this stop you from making your home arcade videos, because I love it. I love seeing your setups. I love seeing your collections, what unique items that I may not have ever seen before or may have not thought about getting. So don't stop doing that. The next thing you need to think about is your TV. So are you a PC gamer? Do you just do PC games and your PC monitor is what you need? Those types of game rooms are a little different, because a lot of those people will just, all you need is a desk, a chair, the PC and monitor, and maybe some cool lighting in a corner of a room. That's a completely different thing, but that is awesome also. And I will also watch those videos. But if you want the most epic game room, you need more than just one way of playing games for you, for your guests. So the TV, if you have systems, do you have an HDMI TV, a 4K TV? How do you want to display it? Do you put it on the wall? Figure that one out. Do you have a kiosk? Did you somehow get lucky enough to come across a Xbox 360 kiosk from a store that's now in your house? So you need to figure out where to put that within your room. The next thing is your system. So obviously, if you're a PC gamer, PC. If you're a console gamer, I'm sure you have one or multiple consoles, especially if you're a retro gamer. You got everything from back in the day to now. So you need to figure out what you're going to be displaying and where it's going to be in the room. Also, it's not epic if you don't have something that represents the arcade, where it all started before consoles. You need at least something, even if it's just something small like the My Arcades that you can buy at GameStop and other stores, but something that represents an arcade. Arcade 1-Up is the big deal in the 3/4 scale. Those are pretty movable and space saving, yet still maintaining the arcade feel. So an arcade 1-Up makes a lot of sense. At Games Pinball Machine, the 4KP, that makes sense if you're into pinball. If you have the ability to have a full-size arcade machine that you're able to maintain, that's really cool. Or maybe you have a foosball table or an air hockey table or a skee ball. That makes arcade awesomeness. So then you move on to furniture. We'll start out with seating. Seating, how many people are going to be in your arcade at once usually? Now, do you need a couch for multiple people? Do you need chairs? What about arcade stools to go with your arcade machines? You can get them as cheap as like the Costco brand arcade stools. You can go with the arcade one-ups that have the game images on them. Do you need one for every game, or is it just you and you're just going to move that one stool around? You need to figure that out. Next would be like games, what type of games you have. If you have console games and you're not a digital only person, you're going to have games in boxes. So you need shelving for those games, maybe a TV stand, or if your TV's on the wall, you can have like a TV stand under it that has drawers. You need some way to store your games out of sight, or if you have just some cool collection, you need them on display. Now, the TV stand could also be something as cheap as a milk crate, like I have for one of my CRT TVs. CRTs are heavy, and this new furniture they make, this IKEA style, sawdust holding hands, let's stick it together crap, that don't hold stuff heavy like a real CRT TV. So you figure things like that out. Are you going to allow food and drinks in your arcade? That's a big question, because do you have friends that are clumsy? Are you clumsy? Do you want food and drinks around that kind of electronic equipment? So you may need to pick up like a TV. You may need to pick up like a TV tray from Walmart or somewhere. That way you can just have like a little snack or a drink. Or do you need cup holders? Do you have the ability to have a bar? Is your room big enough that you can put a bar in it, and you can have the ability to eat and drink and have a good time with that? Next, we're going to talk about lighting, because that is very important. You could have just overhead lights and that lights up everything, but that doesn't really scream arcade. You need some sort of lighting. Now, you can go cheaper with things, but the big one right now is Govee. They make all kinds of lighting. They make it all in RGB. So the best, easiest thing to do would be get a stand light. It's just like a stick that's, yay high or whatever, that has the lights, and you can change the colors on the app. You can have it set up to Alexa to tell it to turn on your lights or change things within that light structure. That's the easiest thing. They have rope lights that you can outline your room with. There's lights that go on the back of monitors, so when whatever you're watching, it lights up the back of the room behind the TV. Do you need black lights? Do you have cool posters from like Spencer's or something that needs black lights to make it pop? What about neon signs? Neon has been around forever. They had things in bars from back in the day. Do you have the ability to put a neon in? You can get newer ones from like Etsy. There's companies that make your logo, your YouTube channel logo or whatever, that you can get made into a neon sign. Now that's really cool. Next, this is more of the personalization. This shows people you. This lets you walk into your room and be happy with the things that you enjoy, but it also allows other people to connect with you or be like, oh, that's cool. I remember that, whatever. So artwork is key, especially if you're not going to be painting the room and doing all that full out arcade with it. First of all, a rug. I have a dog that would pee on the rug, so I don't have a rug. But they make all kinds of cool arcade style rugs. Posters. Posters are the most basic thing that you can get to put on a wall. They make them for everything, any genre, any game, you can find posters at Walmart, you can find posters at retro arcade game stores. Like, that's the most basic thing you can get, and that adds to the flavor of the room. Disc plates, they make metal signs, they make posters, signs, as like a thin piece of metal that you can put on the wall. They have them in different sizes, and those are really cool. Paintings, do you have a painting that you did? Do you have a painting of your favorite genre or movie or game? What about cardboard cutouts? You can still buy cardboard cutouts from places that make those. I got mine from orientaltrading.com. What about autographed memorabilia? That's a big one. If you've met a celebrity, you've met a voice actor at a gaming convention, at wherever, and you want to display that, that makes something unique to your space. The next is I don't want to say the most important, but this showcases your fandom. Toys. Toys are a key to your home game room, because especially if you're making videos of this stuff, if you have a shelf dedicated to your thing, that helps people connect with you. That lets you go in that room and be like, all this stuff that I love, it's just right here. So toys can mean various things. Toys can be action figures. Toys can be old G.I. Joes from the 70s, the 12-inch tall ones. Toys can be statues. They make statues of all kinds of things, and that adds to your room, that adds to the experience, and that's unique to you. So what do you think about what I'm talking about, what I've come up with? What did I miss? And once again, don't stop making videos just because other people have videos and their room looks cooler than you think, or is better than you. They have more stuff than you. That's not the case. They might have more stuff than you, but yours is unique also. So if you want to be an official Arcade Animal, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you got something to say, or you think I'm wrong, or you think I'm right, leave a comment. Let's do this.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.